What's up, everybody? It's Michael here at Game Changers. We got some Switch 2s, and we're going to take one completely apart. The other one, we're going to raffle off, so keep your eye open on our social media for details on that. I'm going to set it aside for now. But for this guy, we're going to crack it open, and then we're going to crack the actual device open and see how it all works, how it all goes together. Just to, because we do repairs here, we want to see how repairable it's going to be. I'm here with Carl. He's our lead repair tech. And Brendan here, he's our newest repair trainee.
What's up?
He's behind the camera. And we're just gonna do it. Let's go. We're going in blind. We haven't looked at any videos online on how to take these apart. I've got no iFixit guides or anything up. I'm just going in blind, seeing what I can figure out. So let's get started. We'll take it out of the box first. Oh, that's a nice packaging. Oh, that's a beefy boy. Jeez, I did not expect that to be quite that massive. What do you think? Check it out.
That's massive.
That's ridiculous. Kind of pushing the boundaries on what counts as portable, right? See if it turns on, huh? Yeah. The standard Nintendo logo.
They were kind enough to charge it for us.
A little bit. Ah, shit! Well, there we go. If I can get this one back together working after everything, it's going to be my personal one. Don't worry. The raffle's going to be for the sealed one. All right. And wants us to put on the little thingamabobbers. It's supposed to just click on there. Yeah, that's pretty freaking strong, actually. They said magnets, and they keep saying magnets are going to be really freaking strong, but dang, we're not kidding. That's hard to pull off. Kids will definitely do it, though. I'm confident kids will pull that off without hitting the button. Okay, well, I'm not going to go ahead and set this whole thing all the way up because we're just going to tear it apart. So let's go ahead and turn it off. Is it going to let me turn it off? There we go. Pull these off of there. So you push the button and it just gives a little clicky.
Interesting.
And that's what pushes it off of the magnet. So there's not like a catch that's releasing. It is literally just like giving you a nice firm push. And we'll tear these apart too, see what they look like on the inside. And then in the box, we still got other stuff. We got the little thing you put the Joy-Cons in to make a grip. We got the dock. Should we take the dock apart? What do you think?
I can't see it being too much different than the last one. But
I don't know, man. It's a different shape entirely.
At least they
put a fan in there.
Yeah.
Do you think we're going to have to replace Switch dock fans now?
Of course.
Yeah, it's going to be a thing that happens. All right. We'll put that in the maybe pile for now. Move our box over here. All right, so let's just dive right in, huh? I can already tell you, these things right here, pretty confident those are going to break. That's going to be like the #1 thing that we see coming in for repairs. And I bet you these are probably going to snap too. And people are going to be like, do you have a replacement kickstand? And I'm going to have to be like, nobody sells those. Where do you get a replacement kickstand?
They haven't reinforced the corners either.
Oh.
There's no rubber on the corners.
You know what? The fan grill used to break all the time on the original Switch. I wonder if this is going to hold up better because it looks a little bit thicker, a little bit beefier.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then the game card slot. From what I was seeing on like the initial preview stuff, it looks like that might end up being like soldered to the main board. So hopefully not. We'll see. All right. And we got any screws? We got a Phillips on top. A couple Phillips on bottom. Anything hiding underneath the feet? There's our tri-wings. So I'm hoping that that's all it is, and it's not got some sort of like glue or clips or something. We'll just put her in here. Let's get a little bit better angle here. Yeah, zoom that baby in. And let's see what we can see. We'll start with the tri-wings. Always got to get the tri-wings out. Sometimes they'll put in Phillips screws that are not like essential to remove unless you're doing like every single part out. But the tri-wings are always 100%. Can't get it open without taking all of those. I'm a little concerned because it doesn't seem like enough screws. So I'm worried I'm missing something.
You mean we got the dreaded hidden screws?
Oh, they better not have put them underneath a label or something. That would suck.
You already void out the warranty.
Like underneath the... Oh, man. the only sticker I'm seeing on here is the serial number too. So if they put it under there, then that's a real nasty move. It gives off real beta energy. Get in there.
Speaker grills are a nice dust trap.
Oh, those are gonna get wrecked for sure, dude.
Yeah.
There's nothing holding the sides on there. They're definitely not part of the main frame. They're definitely separate.
It's not a massive design departure from the first one, is it?
Not too
Still
much.
very similar.
What is this here? How do we get in there now? We've got. I'm not missing any screws, right? Looks pretty unscrewed. Try a spudger. Rob, you got one over there?
Got a popper open.
Kind of looks like it. Oh, it feels like it's resisting more than it should right here. This is coming off right here real easy. Oh, this is the most bent spudger I've ever seen in my life.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Carl goes a little crazy apparently.
This is a spudger he used to take apart Iron Man's suit. I bet you, because of where that port is, maybe you got to start on the top. Oh boy. This is why we bought a switch to disassemble instead of practicing on customer units, because I'm definitely scratching this baby up with this spudger. How are you supposed to get in there? Oh. There's something. That's progress. And it turned itself on while I was doing that.
Oh.
Yeah, it's definitely...
That
gripping
seems to
something
be
right here.
grippy. Yeah.
I don't want to snap anything. Do you think they hit a screw underneath this?
I have no idea.
I hope not. Let's find out. Nope. No screw down there.
It's just pop off.
Well, not yet. I would love it to just pop off. Come on. Why is it fighting so hard? I don't have to like undo the kickstand, do I? Because those are the only screws I can still see are the kickstand screws.
There's not a plate. That blue...
Oh, there it goes.
No, there
There's
it goes.
just a very, very stubborn clip.
Wow.
That's all it was.
Nice and sturdy. Nice and sturdy.
Wow, that thing really, really fought back.
Yeah.
Come on, baby.
Well, the OLEDs can be a pain, but that
Not like
seems,
that, though.
excessive, yeah.
Freaking unclip the clip. Come on, Clippy. Let go. Yeah, that's just straight up bananas. We'll do the same thing over here. Come on. We're gonna have to find a better way into these. You're gonna have to do this a few times. That is not okay. What the actual hell?
We're not missing a screw under a side plate or something, are we? Those side plates don't come off.
No, no, it just.
Oh wow! Look at that.
No, it is. No, it's just a clip, and that clip.
Just a clip.
Oh no! Hold on. No, I definitely. You've got to be kidding me!
No.
No!
It's...
You got to pull the screen off?
No.
Yeah, dude. No, look. We broke a screw post right here and here, and they were attached to the back here. And unless I'm missing something super crucial, that means that there's screws going under the screen through the mid frame to hold the back on. We seriously got to pull the.
Well, that makes it unrepairable. Well,
That makes it a giant pain in the
giant
butt.
Pain in the butt.
That's for the purpose of making it hard to repair for sure.
We must be missing something. That can't be right.
Well, I mean, all I can do at this point is keep going.
Yeah, man.
So let's see if we. Yeah, no, that is 100% screwed on.
Yeah.
100% that is screwed on from the other side. Turn it back off again. See if I can convince it to turn back off. That drives me up the wall. I cannot believe they would do it that way.
Well, that's why I still don't believe it. I don't until it's proven.
Well,
I
let's
don't
take the
believe
heat gun to it and see what happens. But I bet you $1 we're going to get underneath there and there's going to be screws. That just... Oh, that gets my goat, man.
So difference between the switch 1 and the switch 2 in terms of accessing the internals. What are we talking here?
Well, for the switch 1, normally you just pull the back plate off and then there's a little metal plate there and then you can unplug the battery and anything else that you want to do. But on this one, it looks like to even get the first back plate off, you have to pull the entire screen off. And these screens are held on with adhesive, which means if you want to pull it off and then put it back on, you usually have to remove all of that old adhesive and apply new stuff, because if you reuse the adhesive, you get dust in there, or it's, you know, like combines with moisture in the air or whatever and stops being effective.
Plus,
It'll
you're running the
basically
risk
fall
of
back
breaking
off.
the screen by taking it off.
That's true. If it flexes at all when you're pulling it off,
that's going to crack.
you can crack the screen in the process of disassembly. So to do any repair on this, you have to use hot air station and risk destroying the screen. So like I can't imagine how we're going to do any repair on this for under like $100 or $200.
No. Not if we're taking the screen off every time.
Well, and especially if we're not able to get replacement screens, we're not going to be able to offer any repairs on these until those come to the market, you know?
Uh-huh.
They have to start selling replacement screens before we can do an SD card slot.
That's why I'm thinking that's way too unserviceable. Even Nintendo would have to do that to repair units. I'm not sure that's...
That sucks, man.
Yeah.
It's just... I don't get it.
It's fine. We're wrong. There's going to be something else.
Oh, I hope so. I hope so badly. And this thing does not want to warm up. Crank that airflow. Put it at 180. I could get like a hot plate or something, but I don't think I have one kicking around right now. That's what a lot of other people would probably do, is like those little like iFixit mats that heat up and you just set them on there.
The gel strips and stuff.
Yeah, well, you microwave them and then put them on there. We're not going that hard. But I'm really sketched out about breaking this LCD because, you know, like I was saying, if I can get this up and running, this is going to be my personal one. If I can't get this one up and running, I don't get a Switch 2. You know? At least not right away. Well, you know, eventually maybe.
We may have the first Switch 2 with the screen removed.
Well, no, I don't know, man. Maybe. I could just do it dock only.
The new video title is, first Switch screen.
First time a Switch has ever been absolutely mangled and destroyed on camera.
Absolutely manhandled.
But you could still sell it on eBay as like new.
just post it as new. Oh my god, I cannot understand some eBay sellers. They're like, I got this laser for a PlayStation 1. It's brand new, and it arrives and it's covered in rust. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure they don't make these anymore, and also rust. I don't want to use the metal spudger for any more than I absolutely have to, because usually these screens have a bezel kind of like painted on the inside, and when you rub a metal spudger up against that black paint, it scrapes it off, and I've lost my entry point. No! Come back. Baby, come back. I really need to open you. This is.
It's so
annoying.
destructive. This
It's so annoying.
I don't believe this.
It feels.
It feels
Like-
wrong.
It feels like that we've got to be missing something, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I really hope you're right on that. I really do. But
I'm hoping it's something as easy as the side panels clip off and it.
dude, they don't
Find
look
that
like it.
I know. I know.
Let go. The adhesive is good stuff, at least. It's not messing around. I wasn't born with enough hands, I swear. Ugh. Hold the switch in place. Just completely block the camera.
That's okay.
We got a second camera.
We got 2 cameras.
We'll swap back and forth. Not knowing where it's connecting. Okay, it connects down here. So this is the side we probably should have started on, up here. Always get sketched out by doing this, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, nice and hot now. Let's try. No, that's okay. That was adhesive.
Okay.
Okay. And it's connected down at the... Oh, sorry. This is the top. It's connected up at the top. Okay. Well, first things first. Does it still turn on? Yeah. Okay. Didn't break the screen. Getting a little bloom on the camera. Don't worry. It doesn't look like that in real life. Okay. Turn back off. And let's see. Are there screw holes up front here? I'm not seeing any.
No.
I do like that it's all one panel up there, but yeah, I'm not seeing the screw holes. Yeah, nothing. Okay, false alarm. False alarm. You do not need to remove the LCD to get into here, but that means
The size of relief.
Right.
that means that there's something about these clips that I don't
Means we're
understand.
missing something.
Yeah, because they were firm in there. They did not let go. And I'm worried if I go up on top here, we're going to have the same problem. I'm just going to break screw posts. Does this... Oh, it does not unplug from the LCD. So I'm going to have to just stick it back on there. Let me just make absolutely sure I'm not missing any screws. Nothing. Nothing. Okay, I'm just going to slap her back on there for now. We'll take it back off and re-adhesive it once we're all done with everything. Just don't want it flopping around and pulling on that ribbon, you know? Do you think... Oh... That's a sticker! Hold on. Hold the phone.
Sherlock Holmes in here.
You gotta be kidding me. Because it's a little bit off center here, so it's gotta be, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there screws underneath that? Come on. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'm crazy. No, that's okay. That can stay. Because... No, I think that's it. Hold on. I'm waffling. I'm trying not to cause more damage than I have to, but at the same time... Like,
This is for science, everyone, remember.
I did buy this for this explicit purpose. That's our screw. Yep, they hit them under the stickers. You bastards.
So what do we do about that?
Take the stickers off, and we're gonna have to find replacement stickers.
Replacement stickers, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to put the same sticker back on there, even if we are able
There's
to
an
like.
industry.
I know, right?
Start up making stickers.
Even if we're able to like use heat to remove them successfully, I don't trust the adhesive again. And
Yeah.
there's the neodymium, by the way. Ugh. Oh, geez, that is a bit of a strong magnet. Okay, and that's why it wasn't letting go. Look how easy that lets go now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I hate that. I mean, I hate it less. I hate it less than having to pull the whole screen off.
There shouldn't be anything destructive. That's the problem.
Yeah, you should be able to take it apart and put it back together without having to replace parts every time. But they're taking a note out of the, the cell phone page, where they have the glass backs where you almost always crack them.
Extra sales. That's what they say.
Extra grievance, I think. Okay, so now the back comes off. Yeah, oh, like nothing. Okay, now we know. Set that aside. See what we got here. Cannot see where the battery connects right off the bat, so we are going to have to pull that metal plate off. We've got an antenna here. We've got an antenna wire running over to up here. Looks like that's an antenna, this is an antenna, and this is an antenna. So we got 3 of those, and those are going to have to come off first. So we'll disconnect them from the main board. And we got a screw here. Come out of there. Come out of there. Okay. A screw here. How easily does that? Oh, no, one more down here. Looks like it's got some beefy speakers.
They're inside an enclosure this time.
Well,
To help with the sound quality or something.
what in the world? This is the antenna, just a piece of plastic with a little. Oh, I see. It connects through those contacts there, and so we have to just unplug this from the board. There we go, and then we'll get the next guy up here. Let's do this guy. It looks like they have a little bit of foam to seal off for airflow, I'm assuming, for the fan, that we may not be able to get through without doing a little bit of destructive maintenance. Yep, that's got to come off. Luckily, it looks like it all comes off at once. Okay. Oh. And then this guy up here is going to this one. Come on. I'm gonna be using the entire freaking magnetic screw mat here to map all of these, because it looks like it's an ungodly number of screws. And then this guy just looks like he comes straight up off of there. Maybe? Oh, we got a clip. So, let's see. Which way? Are you adhered? Is that adhesive? Okay. Maybe he'll just come up with the whole back plate. But we've got to disconnect all the routing that the wire is doing. So we'll start on this end and go that way. Yoink. Yoink. Come on. Whoa. Okay. And then the metal plate has a screw here, here, here. Whatever this is down here. It's a whole separate piece. That's got to be some kind of sensor or something, because it hooks right up here. Some of them push down connectors. Oh, that's the SD. It's part of the SD reader. So the original switch had a problem where the connector head for the SD reader would frequently come apart, like the solder would let go. And it looks like they've updated the connector to avoid that going forward. So that's at least something.
Yeah.
Aside from those little contacts on the side that I think are sticking out a little bit too conspicuously and are definitely gonna get smacked a bunch. What else do you guys think is gonna go wrong on these here? What are our most common repairs most likely gonna be?
Replacing the charge ports.
I think so. I think that's. I mean,
Yeah.
if it's anything like the first Switch,
They don't look as if they've been changed very much.
Yeah. I know. They jam a bunch of, like, as much as they can into a tiny space with these, and so I'm worried that all of the power circuitry, like the MOSFETs, the conversion chips, and all that, are going to be super delicate and potentially fry, just like they do on the regular Switch. This is going to be, much more jammed into a slightly bigger space, but still, it's a tight space. And so I'm worried it's going to be at least as delicate. I noticed that the charger that they sell isn't like a full brick anymore. It's like a standalone brick with a USB cable. So I wonder if they changed their like USB communication protocol, because remember how they used a USB-C like connector head, but not the USB-C protocols with the first Switch, and that caused all sorts of problems with using phone chargers and getting completely riggedy wrecked on the inside. I wonder if that's going to have the same problem here. That battery is not big enough. Look at how small that is. That's half the size of a regular Switch battery. I think that is that the same model as a Switch Lite?
The
Oh my
rectangle
gosh,
one, yeah.
Is it really the same one, or it's got to be a new battery, right?
It looks the same to me.
Different connector head. And a little tiny bit bigger than a Switch
Slightly
Lite.
bigger, yeah.
Just a tad. How many milliamp hours is it? It's 5220, and the original Switch was, what doesn't say? 4310. Oh wow, so they fit more milliamp hours in a tinier battery. I guess that's just progress. Progressing forward. Before I do anything on this board, I'm taking the battery off. That is important. Okay. And it looks like our speaker connectors are here and here. And we've got
No big ribbon communication cable, so that's good.
This is our left rail right here.
Mhm.
So if we wanted to remove and replace the left rail, because that, like I said, probably the most likely common repair, we've got to go under the speaker is how it's routed. You didn't see that broken post. I didn't do that. Nobody saw that.
How'd that get there?
And it's a mystery. All right, we'll take the speaker out, and then we go under here, and then there's, it looks like plastic bits for the kickstand, maybe? Oh, these hold the magnets. These are the magnet brackets, which is why the screw goes straight over there. At least you're not going to lose the screws. Okay, and then can we pull the magnets out now, or do we need to? Oh, there we go. That's our magnet holder, and that's our magnet. Just, how does that even, oh, it just sits in front of that. Okay, and it looks like it has a correct and incorrect alignment, so you got to make sure it's facing the same way when you put it back in, and not backwards. I'm just going to set these here for now. And then this ribbon goes all the way under some adhesive here, up to that. No screws on this side, it looks like. We've got, oh, I see. So it's not a detachable rail, it's just a connector head going through the mid-frame. Oh my god, let me in. So, I don't know, we'll have to come up with a different word for it. Do we still call it a rail even though it's not a rail at all? And that slides
Magneto
out.
unit.
No, I mean like this is the connector for the data, right?
Yeah, from the Joy-Con, yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so the magnets are technically a separate piece, but this is the quote unquote rail, you
So
know.
we'll call it the Not a magnet connector.
We'll call it the break me plug.
Yeah.
The plug everyone breaks.
Or we'll probably call it something else.
The
After a few weeks
magneto.
of doing them.
We'll call it all sorts of expletives.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now we got to get down over to this other side because we've got the same deal over here. Got the speaker connector in the way of the not rail connector. And then that's routed underneath this magnet holder. Sorry there.
There you go.
And then once my tweezers. Yeah, those magnets really don't mess around though.
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming they're going to get weaker as they go, so they're going to need to be strong to start with.
Is that a thing with neodymiums? Do they weaken
I have
over
no
time?
idea. Do they?
I don't know.
I assume that was just a magnet thing.
I don't know. Maybe. I wonder if they do just kind of lose their gumption or whatever. Okay. Oh, okay. This one's just
So
a short
there's-
cable.
Yeah.
That's going to be a little bit easier. So kids, keep this in mind. Break the right rail, not the left one. It's going to cost your mom less. There we go. And then we got to be careful because it's still held on to the mid frame with adhesive here. Oh, did I break the adhesive for good? Mostly. There's a little piece of some kind of tape holding it together there. Come on. Do I have to pull that off? Oh, I hate that. Come on. Don't make me do it. Well, it goes around both sides of it. Maybe if we pull the whole thing down, we can slide it all through there at once. Try not to damage it. These ribbon cables can be really delicate. Yeah, no, that is maybe we come up this way. It's almost like it's designed to keep it from coming out. Or maybe it's there to brace it, but either way, yeah. You gotta pull the adhesive off before you can get this one out. Slide it at an angle like that. Okay. And our neodymiums found their buddies up here. Okay. Well, that was a pain in the butt, and we can't get this speaker out without taking the main board out. But let's look at all the other components you got here. So we've got this microphone right here. Top microphone looks like it comes out nice and easy. Boop. Cartridge slot is hard soldered right to the main board, which is a real pain in the butt. And we've got a headphone jack here that just unplugs there and then has one little screw holding it in. Alrighty. Brandon, you ever get a headphone jack broken off inside of the jack? You ever get a headphone connector?
I would say no, but I'm sure my siblings would say yes, I did. I can neither confirm nor deny that PSP had a broken headphone jack.
We see that every now and then. At least that's going to be an easy fix. If somebody's kid breaks off a headphone inside of the headphone jack, it's just a...
They make those little jacks so flimsy. I just don't understand.
Is that what it is? It's definitely not you.
It was definitely not me. I think that's one of those things where they could have made those a little bit thicker. Would have been fine, but they cheaped out. It was not my fault.
Yeah, it definitely should be able to survive a fall of 10 feet onto concrete while plugged in.
Were you there?
All right, and this is all... Normally these, on the Switch 1, the fans just come off of the heat pipe, but I wonder if they're pulling some shenanigans here. Is it glued on? Because it's fighting me.
They're normally stuck in.
A little bit, but
Mm,
I don't want to like damage the heat pipe. But at the same time,
Yeah.
you can't really get to the fan screw with that heat pipe in the way. I think it might be just adhesive on this side though. In there. Don't break the fins. Come on. There we go. Yep. This is a little double-sided adhesive there. And normal thermal paste. Nothing fancy, nothing crazy, nothing weird. We'll take out the fan. That looks like the next easy step. Do you think we should just like keep this video on hand for in the future for like where does this go? How does this come apart?
Here's how to not do it is what this video
There
shows.
you go.
Yeah.
How not to safely disassemble
Yeah.
a switch.
Yes.
Step 1, don't remove the screen.
Yeah. Well, that was
Yeah.
step like
Well,
3
hold on,
we did.
hold on. You can still remove the screen. You just don't have to.
I
Just
think,
don't have
I
to.
think we were on step like 3 or 4 at that point.
Okay, and that fan is connected right here. So that's not too bad. Get an overheating switch, thermal compound fan should be pretty straightforward. What does this go into? Is that the, oh, that's our power and volume ribbons.
Yeah, switch, yeah.
So, and that's all adhered there. So I'm gonna leave that adhered here for now. I'm just gonna pull the ribbon out of the board because I do want to get that board out of here. And then this is our LCD. I'm really glad that the LCD is one panel though, instead of like a, you know, the LCD digitizer being two
Yeah.
separate pieces.
Yeah.
Because that has given me quite a few headaches trying to get them realigned exactly right. At least now they're just one piece. You don't have to.
And only one ribbon cable to deal with is nice.
Yeah, the digitizer and LCD are just that one ribbon.
Yeah.
That is a big plus in my book. So maybe we'll be able to do screen repairs cheaper, and
Certainly faster.
everything else is going to
Yeah.
be more expensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know though, because we still got to pull those the side stickers off to even get a look at it.
You can't do any troubleshooting on it without removing them side stickers.
It's
So
the
yeah.
only thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like dude, there's just no way around it.
And there's no way of reusing them, is there?
Doesn't I mean like in theory you could,
They
but
could go back on.
yeah, I mean if you used hot air to
Yeah,
to get them nice and toasty and the adhesive would kind of let go, you could put them back on there.
Mm.
But I mean, if you put any pressure on it, it's going to stretch and you're going to see stretch marks on it. Even if you don't do that, you put it back on there, you're trusting that used adhesive to go back together properly. I wouldn't trust that on an LCD, and I don't think I would trust it on the part of the switch that gets the most physical touch, you know what I mean? Are we missing any screws? I feel like we're catching over here somewhere. Right down here.
It'll be held in by the pins at the
This-
USB.
This is holding it in.
Aha.
The grill on the bottom.
Oh, that's a replaceable grill.
It looks
Not
like
part of the frame.
Oh, well, that's interesting. It's got a screw underneath the board and a screw on top of the board.
Ah.
So you got to slide it down to get the board out, and then you can get to the other screw. Is that right? Yep.
Yeah,
That's
look at that.
that's weird. Okay.
Huh.
Oh, this is quite a bit beefier than
Yeah.
the Switch or the OLED. Yeah, that's a chunky board. And then if we wanted to remove the grill, we'd have to do this screw. We also can do this screw to remove this grill if we wanted to.
Yeah.
And then now that the board's out, we can take out the speaker. But
Yeah.
we got to remember, speaker goes in before board. And it routes through here, not through the kickstand. Okay. Well, that's a successfully disassembled Switch. Let's go ahead and finish pulling the LCD out of there. Come on out, baby. Safe.
One more time.
Here we go. And successfully, fully disassembled. That was a bit of an ordeal, but I mean, aside from a couple of major FU points, I feel like it's pretty straightforward. Let's see, do we have any of the same chips that the original Switches had, because I know there's the M92T36, I think, is the one that was handling power distribution before. Looks like these are equivalent to the Plus Max chips. What do we got here? Anything hiding under there? Yeah, what do we got? Who is that? Nope, that's another Plus Max. That's why it's got the thermal pad on them. Lots of stuff under shields.
Yeah.
I hope that they didn't put stuff that we're gonna need to replace under these shields. If it's stuff like, the CPU and the RAM and the onboard memory, that usually can't be replaced. MediaTek, so I'm gonna assume that's our
Wi-Fi chip?
media. I would assume it's either going to be an audio board or audio chip,
an audio chip,
or potentially the HDMI output chip.
Yeah.
Does it connect anywhere to the speakers? Does that one do?
I mean, if we had a schematic, I could tell you.
Let's do it. We're going in real deep today.
We're going to get a schematic from somewhere. I'll have you know that it took until probably, I think, last year for somebody to finally leak a schematic for the original Switch.
Oh, man.
Nintendo
Who do we
keeps
know?
those under lock and key, man.
Let's go make some friends at Nintendo.
Oh, yeah, we can get our friends fired. They are super serious about that. To the point that I'm almost worried that we're going to get their lawyers' attention just taking this thing apart that we paid for with our own money.
This is actually a fake Switch, is what you tell them.
We definitely didn't buy it off of whatever Chinese auction site those guys got that other main board from.
Yeah.
We paid for this at Best Buy.
Yeah, you sweated out there.
Okay, I'm not taking all these shields off. Tell you what, though, for the sake of the video, I will, after we're done recording, I'll just get you guys beep, 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 a couple of screenshots here from afterwards. I'll get you some close-ups so you can see what's in there.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So pause the video at that moment.
Yeah. And we've got, this charge port on the bottom, you can't see any of the pins. I wonder if we can remove this little shield here. Come on. Or is that part of the thing?
Well, that'll be the one that falls off when you start heating it.
Is that right?
Normally, yeah.
We've got a couple of little thermal pads or thermal adhesives over the screw holes. That's interesting. I wonder what that's all about. I know on the OLED they had a shield on the port that you can remove, but it looks like this shield is soldered right in. And then on the back, yeah, you can't see anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be regular old hot air glory. And it looks like the ports may be identical. Yeah,
That'd be nice if they're interchangeable, yeah.
Yeah, these two are the same part, it looks like.
Hmm.
So we can just order one part and it'll work for either top or bottom. And then this cartridge slot is definitely soldered.
That worries me.
Yeah. Hard soldered onto the board, so that's going to be a nightmare to replace because it's mostly plastic on the inside.
Yeah.
And it's definitely a hot air removal. Maybe we can get away with solder sucking all the holes and then resoldering it on, but I don't even see where the data points are going. Are they over under this, you think?
I have no idea. I assume so.
Let's find out. Because all I'm seeing so far are like the connecting ground points. Nothing.
Another set of ground points.
Yes, nothing on there. Do you think maybe they're down here? Check all three of these. Nothing. And nothing. Oh, I can see them in there, but I don't see any way to access them with an iron, so this would have to be a hot air install as well then. That would be the worst. There's a lot. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but there's a lot of little pins in there.
Yeah, there's a big line under there. Look, yeah.
Yeah, and you can't get to them from here. I wonder if you can desolder
Is that a shield on the top
No,
or
because
something?
look, it's all held onto the plastic. It's all one piece.
Yeah.
How in the actual heck is this connected to the board? I don't get it, man. Well, dang. I think I'm gonna have to destroy this to get that off of there and figure it out. I don't really have a way around it. You know what? Before I completely wreck a $500 device that I still want to keep, maybe we'll look that up, see if anybody else has already done it. But for everything else here, we were blind. So I'm proud of ourselves for figuring this out with only 2 broken screw posts, and they were, I would say non-mandatory.
They're not even necessary. You don't need those screw
We didn't
posts.
need them. All right. Well, thanks for coming along on our journey today, guys. What do you think, Carl? Are you still on the same opinion that those rails are the only thing that we're really going to worry about, or do you think that
The rails and the cartridge slot, I don't like the fact that the cartridge slot's the way it is.
Yeah,
That looks nasty.
it's pretty gnarly. And then the charge ports look like they'll be pretty replaceable.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be too bad. I don't like that we can't see whatever the equivalent of the M9 chip is, if they even have one. So
Yeah.
and there's a lot of stuff under these plates, so we'll get you guys, like I said, zoomed up photos of that, but I'm a little bit worried about it. What do you suppose this guy is here? CP1 something? I bet you this is our power distribution chip.
Probably,
It's
yeah.
a QFN. No, it's a BGA.
Oh, of course it is.
Oh, it's a ball grid array. That means it's a nightmare, and you can't really replace them without specialized equipment, and I don't want to do that. I really hope those don't start dying on people. Yeah. All right.
Fun times.
Thanks, guys. We were going to be offering repairs on these whenever parts become available, which could be a couple weeks or a couple months. But in the meantime, we'll just keep tearing this apart and putting it back together over and over again, really get to know it, so that when we get to your guys' units, we're not practicing anymore. All right, we got it back together, and now we got to see if I perma-broked it. Does Michael get a switch? Let's find out. Hi! It took longer than I thought it would. That scared me for a minute. Please turn all the way on. There we go. And the rails are still good. Okay. We got volume knob. Yeah, volume clicker works. All good.
Sweet.
I didn't break it yet. That's great. And so we are going to be doing a video doing the same thing with the Joy-Cons. I'm not going to look anything up in advance. We'll do a cold open on those and see if I can get them apart and back together without breaking them. I bought a spare pair just in case I do break them. But we'll be putting that out next week, so keep an eye open.